This is Dan Tortora here on site, on location at Binghamton University. Hard to believe that it was a year ago that we signed our multimedia marketing partnership here at Binghamton University in the Southern Tier in Upstate New York, and something that has meant a lot to me. I'm here with the Athletics Director, Gene Marshall, and we are officially going into year 2 in March of 2025. So, Gene, how are you?
I'm good, and congratulations.
Absolutely. I'm happy to have this. I can't believe we've already gone through a year.
Yeah, it kind of flies. I'm losing my hair, and beard's getting a little grayer, but all is well.
Yeah.
So you're still young. So
Yeah, well, I will say my mom, I was like, why do I have some gray? And she's like, I got my first one at 19. I'm sorry. So Gene, in this past year, I know that you said you kind of wanted to take a step back. You wanted to see the student athletes get the spotlight and the coaches. What have you taken away from our Bearcat Time that's every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, and this exclusive multimedia marketing partnership that's allowed us the opportunity to tell Binghamton's story?
I think what it's done is it's allowed our student athletes, our coaches, our administrators to be seen and heard and known. Thus, I think it's helped our recruiting, it's helped our marketing promotions, our visibility. So it's been a win-win. I mean, I think people know me in this area and even up to Syracuse, but they don't know the team behind the team. And so I thought it was extremely important and effective to have others that they don't know, and our student athletes who really do the work, that they can get some shine. And thanks to you, that's happened.
Well, it means a lot to me to see all of these different pieces that put together the greater puzzle of the Bearcat family. We see success in so many different areas, and it goes well beyond wins and losses, which is the story that I've wanted to tell, is that, yes, we want to win championships. Yes, we want to see that happen. But at the same time, and even more so, you want to see these student athletes move forward with a great education. You want to see them go and be great young men and women in society, and getting to tell the stories of Binghamton. I was excited to do it a year into it. Mm-hmm. I'm even more blown away by just the incredible character and academic side, athletic side. I mean, I don't think I could say enough about the stories that people have told and who they are.
And, when you have 450 student athletes and most of them have a 3.0 GPA, you have others, a good portion with a 3.5. We have 60 4.0s, and we do 2,300 hours of community service, and we win championships.
Yeah.
I mean, all those things talk about the type of student and student athlete that we have at Binghamton University, and the type of coaches that we have that recruit them. And so I just think it's great. I think the fact that you've been able to highlight this and put it in a public forum where people from Syracuse and even around the country can see this, because it goes on social media, which means it's worldwide.
Yeah.
I think that's important. I'm sorry that it took us a long time before I got here to get this going, but I think we'll make up for it in all that we do, because it's just so successful. And we even had the president on it. Next year we'll have the new president on it, since President Sting is going to retire. I'd like to get some our provost and some academic people who support this program and are really the wings beneath this department, because we couldn't do it without the faculty and the staff around the campus. And I think by highlighting them as folks that really help us to be successful, I think only just shows how good Binghamton University is, Bearcat Athletics, and the work that you do highlighting this great institution.
Well, I appreciate those words, and I value them tremendously coming from you. You spoke about the fact that we can't just give love to athletics. We have to give love to the entire university, to the faculty, to the administrators, to the provost, like you said, president that's going out, that's been here and done so many things, a new president coming in. Mm-hmm. Universities and colleges, it might sound crazy, but not everybody has that marriage of athletics as well as academics, where they bond the two together and they really support each other, they spotlight each other. But there's the reality that I believe in, and I can't take credit for saying it, but I heard over the years that athletics is the doorstep of any university or college. It is the first thing you see. So what is it like being at Binghamton University, where these two things go hand in hand, and academically they're supporting athletics, and then athletics turning around and, like yourself as the athletic director, saying, hey, I want to make sure we're supporting and spotlighting the administration?
That's how I've operated in all the institutions that I worked at in the past. It's no I in team.
Yeah.
You know, it's no I in we. And we can't be successful if everybody's not successful. And, you know, this just fit right in with President Stinger's vision. I think the faculty have been great. And when you have a team, all this works together. And so I wouldn't feel good to take all the credit, or athletics take all the credit, because we're not doing all the work. The whole university is doing work with us. So I think that it needs to be highlighted. And they need to see that future students that are coming here are coming to a team. You know, they're coming to a team across campus, not just the team that they compete on, not just a team in this division, but a team across campus. And you see that. You see the people at the games. You see, like today in the AD suite, we had President Stinger and senior officers were up there, and some of his friends and family. And then we have different games. We invite different people, whether it's faculty, staff, community.
Yeah.
Because it's all about togetherness. It's all about us working as a collective unit. And the crowds have increased to our women's games, our men's games. Our programs are getting better. And the support is because everybody feels a part. I was talking to some staff members today, and we're looking at the playoffs, and there's a sense of belonging, a sense of feeling that everybody's playing for something.
Yeah.
And so we want to share that. We want to share the wealth.
And when you look at, even at this final regular season game for women's basketball that you and I both attended, we got to celebrate men's swimming and diving for winning an America East championship. And I know that that's something that you had stated to your coaches and your student athletes, like we're here to build ourselves as people in all different realms, in the classrooms, in these meetings and different things that you're doing as leaders and as athletes, and that you wanted to have a championship culture. Do you feel like we're seeing that come to life?
We're getting better at it. I think we're on the way. Developing a championship culture is not just about winning the first time. It's sustained excellence. It's what the men's swimming and dive did this year. It's also knowing that everybody's coming at you now.
Yeah.
So they had to fight this year tougher than they did last year when we won it the first time. We won the Commissioner's Cup, and then we won it again. And now people are really coming at us. They want to win. And our student athletes and our coaches are very resilient. They're bouncing back. Women's basketball had a better season than they did last year. Men's basketball, even though they lost today, is having a better season than they did last year. And so we're making progress. So that culture, if we can sustain it, which I believe we will, then we'll have that championship culture that I strive for.
And you spoke about having back-to-back Commissioner's Cups these last couple of years here going into this year. It's such a difficult thing to do, and people don't really maybe fully understand the weight of the Commissioner's Cup, that it is all the sports working together, and we talk about this team mentality. It's about all of these teams working as one team in a point system to together collectively as an institution win the Commissioner's Cup. And back-to-back seasons in the America East for Binghamton, and hoping for more success here in the not-too-distant future. What can you say to that effect? I mean, the Commissioner's Cup is a great thing to have, but you said sustain it. It's hard to get the first time. It's even more difficult to get the second time, and it's almost impossible to be back-to-back.
Right, and get it the third time. And
Yeah.
I think the thing that's important is our high academic GPA. Like our grade point average is 3.47, okay, which is higher than the general population. Our APR scores, academic progress, we had 14 out of 21 teams had 1,000%. That was better than last year's. So
Yeah.
we keep getting better. And if we can sustain that, and that people come here knowing that this is the culture that we developed, but it also is going to help them when they go out in the real world and start working. Because if they have a championship culture, they will get the work done, they will be successful, and they will continue to climb their ladders of success. So this is not just about winning games. It's about developing a culture that sustains, that we can teach student athletes to be winners when they leave here. Because there'll be no coach motivating them. There'll be nobody telling them what to do. They'll have to do it on their own. So our job here is to ingrain it in them that this is the way you go about being successful and sustaining it.
And you speak on sustaining it. We see someone like Danae go on from women's basketball and get to continue playing professionally. We see Emily come back, and no big deal. She's just an Olympian. So, I mean, there's it's so wonderful to see Binghamton around the world, essentially.
And Emily developed her tenacious and championship culture here. And so when she came back last Monday to speak to everybody at our Celebrating Women's Athletic Luncheon, it resonated with the young people in this community.
Yeah.
Because she was one of them, and she made it. And so now she's come back to grab and pull some other young people to do the same. And that's what we're doing here. And so I take great pride in that. Our staff takes great pride. I have one of the best staffs in the country, from top to bottom, and our coaches. And most importantly, we have some of the best student athletes in the country because they believe in what we're trying to get done.
And when you're putting all of this together, like you said, it's a team, but there's all these different coaches coaching different sports, doing different things on different schedules, student athletes in the same respect. What do you do as a leader to allow them to do their own thing, not micromanage, but at the same time to make sure that they're together? What do you do to make sure the department is all heading in the same direction? Because there's so many things going on simultaneously. How do you as a leader find a way to just remind the coaches, the student athletes, we're all here in this together?
Well, you have a good staff, you have good coaches, you have general dialogue. I meet with the whole division once a month. I meet with the head coaches once a month, and I meet individually with the head coaches once every 2 months. So we have a one-on-one with every head coach. And I go to as many games as possible here and on the road so the student athletes know that I'm there to support them. And then they know I also meet with the student athletes of various different leadership groups, 3 of them every semester. I meet with the student athletes of color, I meet with the SAC group, and I meet with the captains and leaders. So we have open dialogue. So they'll know what's going on. I know what their issues are. We try to correct them. And that way, everybody knows the message. And there's participation. So we're very transparent, we're very clear, and we're very supportive. And they know that I'm around. And they know that I'll get in my car and drive to no matter where they are to watch them play. And I support them. So that they don't only see me when something's going wrong. They see me when things are right. They see me when we celebrate.
Yeah.
And they also know that we want to celebrate their successes. That's why we had the swim and dive team, men's team out today, and we'll have more out because it's important. We have a 4-0 student athlete breakfast for the student athletes that have a 4-0, where the president and the provost and myself are there to congratulate them and talk to them about how proud we are that they are great student athletes.
Before I let you go, I have to say a few things. One of them being the fact that, and I've been talking about this more recently even, the facility that I got to tour, this is before you did any of the indoor stuff. This is when it was still being constructed, but the baseball facility is insane. Now, I've done the college football playoff this year. So I traveled around the country. I'm going to different places. I'm out at Penn State, and I'm around these teams that are, obviously spending money and investing in different things. I have seen professional facilities. I've seen collegiate facilities. I don't even think, like as a broadcaster, for me to not have the words, but going through there, I was like, how do you walk in here and say, no, I'm not going to play here? I was speaking with Zach Rogacki when he came in and transferred in, and he said he just walked on the campus and he saw all these facilities, and it just blew him away. Just what you can say to the efforts, to the philanthropy, to everything that's connected to Binghamton, because this can't be done, again, without having a team.
It's a team sport. We have donors that are generous and committed. We have a president and senior leadership group, which I'm a member of, that's committed. And we want to provide the student athletes with the best possible environment to excel. Academically, first. Athletically, second. And in the community, third. And then also, fourth, develop them to be successful when they leave here.
Yeah.
So those are the things we try to do, and we try to set the conditions and have the environment that makes it happen. Next year, this time, we're going to be renovating the event center, the basketball court, the track, the surrounding floor, and the bleachers. We'll be working on the outdoor track. That's going to be renovated. So, we'll have the best facilities in the area. And so we want to make sure that our student athletes have what they need to be successful. And if we don't have it on campus, we have facilities close enough where they could get to when the weather's not great.
And to that point of having these facilities and all these different things that you're doing, when I was touring the baseball facility, they were erecting the indoor facility. Mm-hmm. Just what you can say to all of the teams that call that home now, and what that does, because I think people would like to have either or, Gene. They would like to have the facility the baseball has, or they would like to have indoor.
But it's again, it's trying to set the conditions.
Yeah.
If you set the conditions for success, and that attracts the right people, then success follows. This is not happenstance. This has been a well thought out plan. President Stinger, myself, my leadership team here, and the coaches. Coaches tell us what they need, and we try to help them as best we can, even if it's traveling, to make sure that they can break up trips. And we have our softball team that's in Florida. Our baseball team is in Tennessee.
Yeah. Okay,
so that they can play, because the weather up here is not playable. We've had to make arrangements for our lacrosse teams who are on the road. So we look at everybody. And track, we try to make sure that when they travel, that they travel in a comfortable way so that they can perform at a higher level. And that's just the way we want to do things. And I think it works. Academically, our support is second to none. We have one of the best faculty athletic reps that we can have. Former coach, former student athlete, faculty member, understands the balance between the two. That's why the relationships are good, because we listen. If student athletes are not doing what they're supposed to do in the classroom, we address it, and we have the support. And so, like I said, it's a team sport. All of this is team.
And to make the note of, like you said, academically you address things. You're a top 10 public Ivy League school. That happened while we were in our first year of our partnership. Mm-hmm. I see that nationally. Mm-hmm. And so we look at the world of everything going on in this me mentality of NCAA athletics now, and we don't see that at Binghamton. And we see that there is not only this incredible effort toward athletics, but the academic side to be a top 10 public Ivy League school, and with the schools that you're named as a part of. I mean, it's such an honor. It's an amazing thing, and it's great to see and to be connected to and partnered with an institution that cares about academics and athletics.
But the thing is, this is preparing people for the real world.
Yeah.
And so you can't have one without the other. And then the other thing is the community. The community, the Southern Tier, is one of the best communities that you can have. They support us academically. athletically, community-wise, and professionally. They come out to support us. We have career fairs for our student athletes. So because their schedules don't mix a lot of times with the university's career day and career fairs. So the community comes in to help us. So it's a great situation. It's a great feeling. It's fun. And you come to work and it's fun. And so I think the coaches understand it. They believe it. The student athletes see it. We're happy today for Jaden, who had a great career and is going to go on to do great things.
Yeah, and absolutely tremendous. And putting Ontario, Canada on the map. Timmins up there.
Yeah.
So I do want to say that a little over a year ago, we sat in your office and you and I were talking about this partnership, but the majority of our conversation was about life. It was about vision. It was about what matters to you and I, our morals, our values, our faith. And we had a genuine human being, what matters to you conversation. Mm-hmm. Going back to that and to where we are today, just what it means to you to find people that align with you, because that means something to me.
Well, I'm blessed. I'm blessed to be here. I'm blessed to have this friendship. I'm blessed to have what we have going on. And so, you know, you can't lose that way. And so at this stage of my career, I'm blessed, you know, to be able to do this, to have this going on. And it helps our student athletes, it helps our coaches, our staff, our community, and it helps the university. So it's less about it helping me, because if it's helping all those areas, I'm satisfied.
And I can say that walking into this event center and looking up and seeing my logo up there,
yeah.
I mean, I can't say enough about what this partnership means to me, and like you said, the years going into it. So with that being said, I know that I'm always rocking it, but can you sport it today?
You know, cover the lack of hair.
There we go. So with that being said, Gene Marshall, Athletics Director at Binghamton University, myself, Dan Tortora of WakeUpCall and Dan Tortora Broadcast Media, as we head into year 2 of our partnership. A year has gone by quickly, telling amazing stories, and like they always say, time flies when you're having fun. Thank you to every student athlete, every single coach, every administrator and staff member, including Gene and our president, and to everyone that has been a part of this wonderful story. We've only just begun. Thanks, Gene.
Thank you. Go Bearcats.
Take care. Go Bearcats. Appreciate you.